Welcome to the Carl Tech channel. Does match fixing exist, and what is match fixing? Alright, match fixing simply means that a match is played to produce an already completely predetermined result, a result concluded even before the game kicks off. Sometimes it may not be a full-scale fixing like that. It may involve fixing of small events within a match which can be gambled upon, but which is unlikely to prove decisive in determining the final result of the game. This type of fixing is generally referred to as spot fixing. It could be on minor things like time of yellow card, time of first throw-in and so on. You get the point, right? But that's not the issue at the moment. Here is what should bother you. Who fixes this matches, and how does it affect you? Who do you think benefits more from a fixed match? Bettors or bookmakers? If you say bettors, you are right. Just imagine yourself betting a match with first-hand knowledge of the predetermined exact outcome that the teams would play. This godlike feeling appeals to every gambler, and the more influential ones will do whatever it takes to make this happen so that they can be guaranteed a profit when they bet on these manipulated games. Good. We are making some progress here, but we are still miles away from our destination. Now, here is the main difficulty. Unlike individual sports like boxing/tennis, team sports like football are much difficult to fix. There are 22 players, 4 officials, 2 coaching staffs, substitutes. That's too many people you have to get to fix a game correctly. Tricky part? The more people you bribe, the more chances you have on the outcome you want, and the more chances of you being exposed. Far more important than that, the bookmaker has to be kept in the dark, else things could go wrong. The match could run a risk of being cancelled, the primary fixer runs a potential risk of losing his precious investment, the fixer and others involved could be prosecuted for sports crimes if fished out. This ushers us into something very crucial I think you must know. Match fixing is a serious business on its own. The fixer, individual or corporate body, is in for profits. And yes, there are fixed matches here and there, mostly in lower divisions and games that are not televised. The fix goes in 2 ways. First, you have to successfully fix the game by compromising someone with direct influence on the game, maybe a coach or player or team owner or official. Now, to get back the initial investment and return back reasonable profit, you have to lay down a large stake that runs into millions of pounds/dollars, maybe around $2 million to $20 million, depending on the cost of the fix. Problem is, bookmakers have a limit on stakes and cannot accept such insane amounts. Hence, the fixer is forced to take his big money somewhere else where it is accepted. So, second step is to phone up a contact, an agent fixer, in Asia, mostly Singapore, China, or Thailand, to fix the illegal Asian gambling market, which is measured in tens of millions of dollars. But here is the interesting part. As much as they'd love to earn the massive profit that could come from it, genuine match fixers can't sell to the general public, they barely advertise it. Think about it, why should they? If they must sell these games, it's sold in the dark web, very closed circle, not accessible to just anybody. And surely not accessible for the meager $100 or $250 fraudsters charge for it. Ask yourself this question: why would anyone tell you about a supposed fixed match? If they know the game is fixed, why don't they borrow a truckload of cash and stake heavily on it? Why would they alert the world on social media? You need to appreciate that bookmakers are intelligent people who are really out for business. Do you know that by simply monitoring the pre-match betting markets, it is possible to detect a planned match fixing? Do you know it is even possible to detect ongoing manipulated matches by looking at the in-game betting markets? Bookmakers have softwares in place that provides the systems for detecting a manipulated game once they find suspicious betting patterns. The average normal stakes placed is like N100, N200, N1000 and around that range, but are hardly hundreds of thousands. Let's say for an outcome as totally unpredictable as the correct score, bettors cannot place bets on such outcome with high stakes. So if bookmakers see one bet above the average wager, they just raise an eyebrow. If it becomes 2, an investigation is triggered. Any more than that and a couple more bets keeps coming in, they'd have to shut down that particular betting market. So you see, with the knowledge of this, why would the primary fixer risk his investment, both time and large sums of money, to go down the drain like that? Obviously, the gains of selling to the general public is quite negligible considering the risk involved. Risk of investment loss and indictment. Over 90% of websites and individuals that claim to offer fixed games are fake. No speculating here now, that's a fact. It's even more disturbing that in Nigeria alone, that statistics climbs to 99%. It's no surprise actually, since there are no agencies set in place to checkmate some of these things. These guys are just regular soccer pundits that do some serious research, if you are lucky enough to meet the few ones that analyze the games and give to you. And that's where you'd always hear them say, if the game fails, you'd get another. That alone tells you what you'd be getting is not as fixed as you were meant to believe. For God's sake, match fixing simply means a match is played to a completely/partially predetermined result. So how can a supposedly sure game in quote fail? What really happens here is that the adjective fixed is used to pre-sell their service. It's an attention grabber. And guess what that word fixed does for them? It provides the psychological framework that justifies the very high fee they charge for these games. They could charge 20k or more and you'll pay. Why? Not necessarily because you have the money, but because you think the game has some real prospects and is worth a try. The truth is fixed match exist, but fixed match bet tips are 99% scam. And most recently, these scammers use Facebook as their hub for operation. They create a page, run a little ad advertising winnings, or send out free games for a while just to get your attention. If the games fail, it's deleted from their page. If it plays and luckily they get something like 2 to 3 successive wins. Next they'd let the word out of a high-odd guaranteed fixed match that just arrived and won't be available for free. Next you inbox them and they encourage you to make just half payment, then pay the balance after you win. Don't fall for that. Because if you do, here is exactly what would happen. They'd likely give out a half-time/full-time prediction. Reason because it carries a relatively high odd. Then, they divide their clients into groups, giving each group different half-time/full-time outcome. To client A-1/X, client B X/2 and so on. So in all groups, one group will definitely produce the winner and will be eager to pay more money, while they take others as loss or promise to give them another free bet. Once clients who lost makes unhealthy comment on their page, they ban/block them from commenting and delete their comments. And the one bet slip from the winning group would then be used for marketing and adverts against the next weekend, repeating the circle all over. Worse is the outright scammers that takes your money and gives you no single tip at all. Even if it's the one that will cut self, you receive nothing. But then, some other sets of scammers really do a great job putting lots of energy into studying games and looking out for a game with probability of a particular outcome playing out, but they don't have an influence in determining this probability directly/indirectly. Here is what I'm really trying to say there. There is a big difference between picking a game that has a very high chance of a particular outcome playing out and going out yourself to influence this outcome, or having knowledge of an insider who can influence this probability. And that's my biggest beef with this ones. Why not tell people you are just a regular tipster instead of brutally taking advantage of desperate and ignorant individuals, promising them fortunes from fixed games when it's just a researched bet? Truth is, this is one form of internet fraud, and a bit of natural intelligence could do in spotting it. Most of the victims fall because their ignorance breeds gullibility, which is fueled by greed. This is serious and that's how they operate. My advice is simple. Most every fixed match bet tipster is a scam. You don't want to find out if he is genuine or not with your hard-earned money. So avoid them completely if you can. Don't even bother looking at the one bets they show you. All this stuff are manipulated just to trick you. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button. If you want to see me cover any other topics, let me know in the comments down below. Alright, well that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and as always I hope to see you next time.